Proverbs 1:7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. I remember when my kids were little, like any parent, it was my task to hopefully get them to read, to form the foundation of all the knowledge they would have in school. But in order to do that, the first thing you had to do was to teach them the alphabet. So long before they could really even say words, we were saying the alphabet to them, even with my daughter signing the alphabet to her, knowing that you can't learn to read until you understand what the letters actually are. As the book of Proverbs is a father now writing to a son, he comes in the very first chapter of the book, and he shows us what is the alphabet of all knowledge beyond that. And it is the fear of the Lord. It's this awareness of the power and the majesty of God. And until you and I understand the power that God holds, we won't be able to understand anything else. Now, I remember years ago, I'm on a golf course and a storm comes up. And the people I was playing golf with found out that I was a pastor. And so as soon as they did that, they said, oh, well, we can stay out here because we don't have to be afraid about the lightning. God would never strike you with lightning. And I said, are you crazy? Now, I'm going to be the first one off the course. If I'm a theologian, if I'm a pastor, I understand the power and the majesty of God, and I'm not going to test that in any way whatsoever. I'm the first one to leave, not the last one to leave. Martin Luther, years ago, before he became a Christian, the story is told that he was in law school. And outside of law school, he got caught up in a storm, and he feared for his life to such an extent that he actually prayed to God, maybe for the first time, and he said, God, if you will save me from this storm, I will leave law and actually become clergy. It makes you wonder how much better life might be if law schools had more storms around them. It's fascinating to me that to the extent that you and I understand the power and the majesty of God, everything else begins to fall in place. But when we lose sight of the awe of who God is, that empowers us to allow our pride to rise, and every problem of humanity is sourced back in pride. The Father understands well what His Son needs as He's about to launch out into the world. He needs a healthy dose of the fear, of the awe of God. To the extent that you and I understand the majesty of who God is, everything else will take care of itself. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.